evening, dudes. Welcome to another video upload from Aspie with Attitude. This is one of my autistic YouTube content, and also for this video I'll be doing a bit of cooking. Just to introduce myself, my name is David. I'm from Melbourne, Australia. I have autism, I have Asperger's syndromes. That's why I call myself an Aspie, and that's why I call this one Aspie Chef number 22. Well, dudes, this is actually going to be a very long video. This is going to be a lengthy journey across Morocco. What I like to do in this video upload for Aspie Chef is I want to take you on a long cooking or culinary journey across Morocco, sampling 3 different types of cuisines, which is going to be beef mushroom tagine, lentil and chickpea tagine for a vegetarian option, and also there's going to be chicken and sweet potato tagine. Since this is going to be a very long video, you can always look in the description down below. I'm going to be leaving a time reference on each of the tagine, just to see which one really makes you hungry and one you're really dying to taste, dudes. Like, here we go. I'm going to set myself walking across Morocco on a culinary journey, cooking 3 different tagines. Come along, cook with me, dudes, for Aspie Chef number 22. Well, finally, dudes, my culinary journey across Morocco begins right now. On the evening of the 8th of February 2025, when I actually finally start cooking the Moroccan spiced chicken tagine. I'll talk about that tagine, dudes. What I like to do is, I'm going to bring in close to show you the ingredients I'll be using to make the Moroccan magic happen. As I begin my Moroccan culinary journey, I've decided to show you my favourite brand of diced tomatoes I normally use, which happens to be that Italian diced tomatoes, the Annalisa brand there. And I've got 2 basic vegetables, which happens to be the sweet potato, the onion, and I'm going to be using honey as the seasoning. This is supposed to be meant to be a sweet dish, alongside the 3 exotic seasonings. Definitely got the Moroccan seasoning, the ground cinnamon, and the turmeric. And I can never forget the chicken. I'll be using the thigh cutlets, which is skinless chicken. And for more sweetness, the pitted dates will be chopped. And for the garnish, I've got the pistachio nuts there. And I'll even be using the mint for the garnish, as well as the seasoning to go with it. I can use grounded dry mint if I wanted to, but instead I'll use this. Well, there you have it, dudes. That's all I'll be needing for this tagine that I'm about to cook. And without wasting any more time on my first stop in my Moroccan calorie journey, I think it's time to cook and show you the spiced chicken tagine that I'll be cooking right now from Aspie with Attitude, Aspie Chef. Take on that culinary journey right across Morocco. Number 1. Cut in half each of the chicken thighs as shown. I think this method is called butterflying. Otherwise, please let me know in the comments down below. Number 2. Rubbing the turmeric powder and the Moroccan seasoning to give each of the chicken pieces that aromatic taste of Morocco. Number 3. While the seasoning is soaking into the chicken pieces, I like to start on preparing the vegetables by first peeling the sweet potato under running water. Number 4. I am only going to slice the onion, at least trying to give it a fine slice. Number 5. After now I've peeled that sweet potato, it'll be now ready to dice, ready to cook into my tagine. Number 6. I thought that I like to chop 1/4 cups worth of pitted dates before I begin to pan fry the spiced chicken. Number 7. It's time to start frying the chicken. First off, I'm going to put the pan on high heat, and while the pan warms up, I'm going to oil the pan. Once the pan's hot enough, it's time to start cooking the chicken just on the one side. Once one side had been browned, this will be the time to turn over to brown the other side of the chicken. Once I finish browning both sides of the chicken, this would be time to remove the chicken from the pan before cooking the vegetables. Number 8. Still at high heat, this will be the time to start off by frying the onions. Then meanwhile, adding the diced sweet potatoes. Once they're all mixed in and the onions are softened, I will add in the can of diced tomatoes. Number 9. Quarter of a cup of chopped dates would be the last thing to add before the seasoning. Since it's time to add in the seasoning, I'll be adding a dash of extra Moroccan seasoning, ground cinnamon, a bit of mint leaves, and 2 teaspoons worth of honey. Number 10. Give the tagine a good mix, then turn this down to medium heat, keeping it under cover, simmer the tagine, and I will wait for another 10 to 15 minutes before adding the cooked Moroccan seasoned chicken pieces. Number 10. While I'm waiting for my tagine to cook, I'll be using this pestle and mortar to give the pistachio nuts a good crush, and this will be used for my garnish once my meal has been cooked. Well dudes, 20 minutes is up and I'm about to show you this now. Oh, yeah, you've got to turn this off. Just smells like Morocco, dudes. Oh yes, how beautiful is this? Like, oh, the chicken. So I pretty much decided to put the couscous aside, and I'll grab one of the chicken. I can always put the chicken there. Absolutely beautiful this dish. Like, that actually looks awesome. But the tagine. Oh yes, this actually, it's almost come to the very end of my first part of the journey to Morocco. So anyway, this is worth my first stop on this culinary journey. Well dudes, that finally completes the first leg of my culinary journey across Morocco. So now I'm going to actually give this a taste. So I've got a bit of sweet potato and onion. Well dudes, after simmering it on low medium heat for 20 minutes, the sweet potatoes are softened, and got to have that bit of chicken that I served. Well, guess it dudes, the chicken's absolutely tender. I started off frying this for like about 5-6 minutes and spent 20 minutes actually steaming the chicken fillets. Now I've got to begin my next journey on this culinary adventure through Morocco with Aspie Aspie Chef. Well dudes, this is how I have been achieving my Moroccan tagine. So like, if you ever get a chance to go to Morocco, the way tagines are made is, I'm going to show you a picture. We have here other Moroccan clay pots, also known as tagine pots. What they usually do is, like, you can lift up the comb, which is actually the lid for the tagine pots. It's almost like your typical witch's hats you find on the road. The idea is, like, as you put all your ingredients in, as I was showing you in the beef and mushroom tagine, it kind of allows it to rain up and then rain down onto the meal to make it really tender. So like, it's been practiced for thousands of years by the Berber tribes in northwest Africa where Morocco is. And pretty much since when Islam actually did come to Morocco, they also continue on the tradition, and the Muslims or those who convert to Islam in Morocco absolutely loved it. And now here I am, I'm in the kitchen, and I'll show you what I have been using now to give you a closer look. So like, basically you can actually lift the lid off the thing, and if I put that on again, it actually does the same job as a tagine pot. This is a simmering pan that I'm using. So like as I walk around and put that back down again. So like that's how I actually been doing it. I could have got myself one of these tagine pots, and then once I'm finished doing that YouTube video, I would have nowhere to put it. And I think dudes, that really does for the job to making these tagine. I think I'd like to move on to the lentil and chickpea tagine, which is going to be a vegetarian option. Well, this is Aspie Chef number 22. You're watching right here, episode 427. Well, here we go, dudes. This is continue on with the culinary journey across Morocco, where I do the 3 tagines from the country. For this one, I'm gonna have to really do a vegetarian option there. And once again, I have to bring it closer to show you the ingredients I'll be using for the Moroccan chickpeas and lentils tagine. Well dudes, just to show you the ingredients I'll be using. In that yellow box, what I have here is a harissa, one of the main seasoning I'll be using, and the Greek yogurt will be coming in later in this bin, making sure it's all natural. And yet again, got the whole green lentils there. The purpose of this is to make it as green as possible, since I really love a tapestry and a mosaic of different colours of tagines from Morocco. I could use a vegetable stock for this one, since I wouldn't mind making this as vegan as possible. And over there, I'll be needing a lot of chickpeas for this one, with an Italian diced tomato. And another exotic seasoning I'm going to be using is Lentil hung out spice, which is actually going to really bring out a flavour, and the kale as well. And there's the onions and the coriander will be used at the very end to garnish the meal. And there you have it. That's all I'll be using to make this vegetarian tagine happen, which happens to be chickpea and lentil tagine. Well, there you have it. That's all I'll be using for this dish, and I'm just about to get started cooking, and I hope you sit back and watch this part of the journey across Morocco when I do my vegetarian option, dudes. All vegetarian for this one. Number 1. Before I start heating the pan, I like to begin the preparations by chopping and dicing the onions, and I'll be putting this aside since the onions will be going in the pan first once after I've heated the pan. Number 2. I am preparing 2 cups worth of green lentils by giving them a rinse under cold running water. Well, I'm gonna actually leave them in the colander. Number 3. Since I have been using the colander for the green lentils, I like to complete the preparations by putting the lentils aside into a separate bowl as I begin to drain and rinse the canned chickpeas. This is going to involve opening both cans of chickpeas. Number 4. It's time to put the pan on medium heat, and I will be using a splash of olive oil for this tagine. Once the pan is heated, it's time to start frying the onions for 5 minutes before seasoning this with a tablespoon of Lentil hung out and another tablespoon of harissa. And I'll be adding some salt and pepper to season the onions as well, to make it the most succulent vegetarian tagine you'll ever have. Number 5. It's time to rip open the can of diced tomato and add 2 cups of vegetable stock. I am also adding 100 ml of water. Bring this to a boil whilst on high heat. Number 6. Stir through the green lentils and the chickpeas, reducing this to low heat. cover and let it simmer for 25 minutes. Number 7. While the tagine is simmering, it's a perfect time to prepare the kale by removing the stems and roughly chop 3 cups worth of kale in the waiting time for my tagine to be ready. Well, just to turn it off, well dudes, like this is 25 minutes have passed. Oh yeah, this is actually smelling like Morocco once again. Just the way I want to actually cook this. What I actually like to do is, I'm actually going to add this in. So hopefully I'll just let this one wilt. And I've got 1 cup of yogurt, or 250 mils. Anyway, that's 130 mil there. Well dudes, that's all yogurt I pretty much have. Oh, nothing comes to waste at all. Oh, beg my pardon there. So what I wanted to do is, I've got to reset this. Give this another 5 minutes of cooking this. Yeah, very important to give this a good stir. And just really combine it together. What a vegetarian option that I'm actually doing there. The one thing I like to be doing is just leaving your tagine uncovered. So this is actually done plenty more, and I'll give it an occasional stir as if you actually see me do it. As the question is, could I actually be making a perfect Moroccan dish there as I continue on my Moroccan culinary journey for this Aspie Chef video. Well dudes, anyway, it's just time to dish it all up. And I won't be needing this anymore. And let me grab my serving spoon. So I actually had this before. It turned out to be really nice. Not bad for a real vegetarian option. Something I've been wanting to do when I was trying to decide what I want to take with me across Morocco. Looking very lovely dudes. And one thing I like to do is just give it a good garnish with coriander. Just really make it a good food presentation there. And basically, that's just the way I want to cook it. All thanks to the exotic seasoning that I put in there, which was Razel, Hung Out and Harissa, that really brought in the taste of Morocco there. Absolutely lovely dudes. With that exotic seasoning, this will be very plain and very tacky, which is not. I absolutely love it. And the way I've been preparing the side dishes for each of the meals is using these 2 electrical appliances. What I have there is an electric kettle and I've got an electric toaster. So like what I usually like to do with the electric kettle is, this is something I use to prepare for couscous rice. And what I've been doing it is just using the packets. And the coolest thing about these packets is it comes in different flavours. Basically, what I usually do is I boil up the water from the kettle, and basically I prepare the couscous by pouring it in the bowl. And once the water's finished boiling, I'm adding 160 ml of hot water, and I'll cover it up with aluminium foil. Let it stand for about 5 minutes, and the couscous is ready, and I can just break it up with a fork. So you get this real lovely fluffy taste, which I have been using for the beef and the chicken. And on the other hand though, I've got an electric toaster, and what I've managed to pick up for myself there is those naan breads, which actually works like a bit of a flat bread there. So like I had been popping this in a toaster there. Basically, I do this while I was actually preparing the tagines to give it a nice, beautiful Moroccan meal for Taste of Morocco from my culinary journey across the country, dudes. Well, dudes, I'm ready to continue on my culinary journey across Morocco without leaving the comfort of my own home, just remain in the kitchen, exploring Moroccan cooking there. And for this meal, I'll be doing beef and mushroom tagine. So this is another meaty dish I have to really do to complete this Moroccan culinary journey. So without any further ado, let's focus right in and I'll show you the ingredients. Before I get stuck into the beef and mushroom tagine to continue my Moroccan journey, the one thing I want to show you is I've got 2 cups and 500 ml of beef stock, and behind the actual beef is I'll put an extra 1 cup, which is 250 mils, since you'll be needing roughly about 700 to 800 mils of beef stock. And since I'm actually going to be doing everything in metric, to apologise to my American viewers, so here you go, those are the exotic seasonings I'll be using, which happens to be a tube of minced garlic, got the oregano, the cumin seeds, all grounded, and to really experience Morocco, definitely got the Morocco seasoning happening there, and the turmeric powder, which is actually going to put in this Moroccan flavouring. And of course, check out this real chunky, juicy diced beef, since I'll be using this to make it all happen. And this is going to be real Morocco there, and my favourite brand of Italian diced tomatoes. So this is 400 grams worth, and hopefully there's a flour there just to maybe thicken it up. And the whole hero of a dish to make this tagine happen is definitely got the mushrooms, and this is a Lebanese eggplant. So I call it a Lebanese eggplant instead of a baby eggplant. And definitely onions and 2 carrots. That's all you really need. And the amount of beef I'll be using is half a kilo or 500 grams. And just to finish it off, to show you the ingredients as I continue on my culinary journey across Morocco, just remaining in my kitchen in my own home, dudes. Well, dudes, there you have it. Just to make my journey continue across Morocco without leaving my own home and just staying in a whole kitchen and experiencing the food culture of Morocco. Number 1, for my beef and mushroom tagine, I'm going to start off by dicing the Lebanese eggplant. As you can see how I'm putting on the plate aside, and that's the way I usually like to do it. Since now I've finished dicing the eggplant, I'm going to peel and roughly chop the onion. They're also going to the beef and mushroom tagine. I've decided in a bowl where I'm going to put the brown mushrooms. I'm going to slice each one of the brown mushrooms and put that in a bowl. And I like to roughly dice the 2 carrots. And mind you, I do leave the skin on the carrots, since it's more popular to peel the carrots before dicing it. Before I start cooking, I'll show you an amazing colourful mosaic and an amazing tapestry of what I'll be using. And here's a raw beef that I'm about to cook. And I'm going to be adding the vegetables alongside the seasoning, dudes. And who enjoys stirring up the tapestry of the mosaic of seasoning I'll be using for my tagine? Number 2. It's time to heat up the pan. As I do so, I am going to add a dash of canola oil, and I'll leave the lid on, since that it will have a tendency to splash everywhere and make a mess in my kitchen. And once the pan is heated up, it's time to add the diced beef. And as I demonstrate, you can just watch how the diced beef is browning up, which is very important to brown the meat before you're adding the vegetables. Number 3. Once you've browned the diced beef, it will be time to add in the chopped vegetables and all the seasoning, which will be 2 teaspoons of minced garlic, 1 tablespoon of oregano, 2 tablespoons of Moroccan seasoning, 1 teaspoon of cumin powder, and 1 teaspoon of turmeric. Number 4. Once combined, turn it down to medium heat, adding 1 400 gram of can of diced tomatoes, adding the beef stock, which is about 700 to 800 mils worth, since I've added in 750 mils worth, and I've sifted in 2 or 3 tablespoons worth of flour. Number 5. Leave for 30 minutes, covered as shown in the video. Maybe give an occasional stir while the beef tagine is simmering and the sauce is thickening up. Well dudes, this is another 3.5 minutes. Since I've been given a bit of occasional stir, I'll just show you how it's all going. Well dudes, this is actually looking good. It's really bubbling. So I have to have it upside down because I don't want this pouring in there since I've got naan bread being prepared. And I've already showed you how I've actually did the couscous. You know, I absolutely love the aromatic smell of Morocco there. So very, very, very Moroccan. Well, what's this, dudes? Time's up. And what I've also done is, I've prepared my couscous rice. So I've got a bit to do as I allow the meal to cool down. And it needs a little bit more meat, though. Well, dudes, I can finally relax now that I've actually finished what I want to have for dinner. Perfect. Every time I cook up stews like this, particularly this being Moroccan, I always use these flatbreads as a side dish, dudes. I seem to eat everything with a knife and fork. And I'm absolutely enjoying the culinary experience across Morocco. Anyway dudes, there you have it. That's my mushroom and beef tagine that I've just cooked. And what I absolutely think of this meal that I cooked, I'm actually very, very happy with the meal, since I've already tasted it all the way through and pretty much explored all the seasoning, the vegetables, and especially the meat. Absolute mouth-watering, just the way I've cooked my tagine. Well dudes, I finally completed my culinary journey across Morocco, exploring 3 different types of tagine and how it's all meant to be cooked. Since it's been such a long video, if you hadn't liked what I'm doing there, please why not subscribe to Aspie with Attitude, that way it's showing more support for this channel. And also please don't forget to ring this notification bell if you want to keep up to date with Aspie with Attitude. And also one more thing to do is, please like and share this video content around, that way it's showing more support for this channel, Aspie with Attitude. And also in the description down below, I'll leave a full playlist of all my previous works that I've done for Aspie Chef, especially this long video that you've been watching me cook 3 different types of tagine. Well, I think my journey is going to end with the fish spin nose trick. Well, here we go dudes. Hope you enjoyed this cooking or this culinary journey across Morocco. And I'd like to say thanks for watching and hope you have fun watching me cook all these Moroccan tagine. Peace and respect and see you next time. I'm out of here dudes. Peace.